And finally, just to reassure you, I am happily married. Unfortunately, my husband's not, but we can't all be happy. That's all from me. Thanks for listening. I'm Jo Brand. Good night. Hello. Now, before I became a comedian, I was in fact a psychiatric nurse for 10 years. And believe you me, if you're suffering from mental health problems, there aren't many laughs. In this film, we're going to meet 3 young people who have all had episodes of psychosis and who are all in recovery now thanks to the Hounslow Early Active Recovery Team, or HART. This is Alicia Bennett. She's studying English at uni and has set her sights on becoming a journalist. You should have seen her a year ago.
It was my first year at uni. I'd always been the best at school and I wanted to do really well, but let's just say some of the people in my year just knew everything. And they weren't the kind of people who needed extra money. I was working 20 hours a week. The stress just got to me. It became like this huge weight pressing down on me and everything went weird. I hated being indoors, but I was scared to go outside and face people. And I was always tired, but my mind was working overtime. Sometimes I'd get these horrible anxiety attacks where I'd think I was going crazy. And the thoughts, so horrible, I'd hurt myself to make them stop. And I was looking awful. I lost 3 stone in weight. The worst thing was feeling so isolated and unable to talk to anyone. I just felt really embarrassed by how I looked and what I was thinking.
When you're in a situation like Alicia's, it's easy to think there's nobody there to help. The HART team can offer you the help you need straight away. HART provides one-to-one support so you can go and get advice in confidence.
The first time we met, I couldn't stop asking questions. I was like, is this normal? Is that normal? She was great. She helped me realise that there's no point in feeling ashamed of being vulnerable or needing help. She got me to open up to my friends. It was scary, but they were actually really supportive of me. I was so relieved. I'm managing to get on with my life and enjoy it again. The uni let me do the year again, and I'm taking it one step at a time.
The HART team is here to solve problems and give you the advice you need. There are community staff here to advise you, and medication is available. They also offer advice and support in claiming for allowances to get you through difficult times. HART recognises that everyone's situation is different, so every recovery demands a different approach.
My parents are both doctors. They wanted me to go to medical school at Oxford or Cambridge. I've got 6 older brothers and sisters. They're all successful and wealthy and have families and proper jobs. You guessed it. I'm the only one that didn't make the grade. I used to just not study and smoke dope all the time. My girlfriend soon got fed up with me and I really started to get paranoid. I would just stay in my room all the time and hear voices telling me how worthless I was. Eventually, my parents forced me to see a GP, who referred me to HART. I'm glad they did.
HART realises that it's not just the individual who's affected by mental health problems, and so they provide full support to the families of their clients. Often, families need advice and information about the situation their loved one is in to be able to understand and overcome the problems faced.
Life is so different now from the negative future I had painted for myself. I find it hard to believe that I used to be such a shit. Locking myself up in my room, being rude to everyone. I was so ashamed when I realised how nasty I'd been. I know it's old-fashioned, but sometimes parents do know what's good for you. Not always, but sometimes. HART have taught me about psychosis and have helped me to find a routine. I'm eating better, I'm exercising, and most importantly, it's helping me get well again.
But if Deepak found it difficult to open up, for Les it was impossible.
I've been in trouble with the police for years. I used to nick a lot of stuff, shoplifting and that. I used to nick a lot of stuff from my mum too. Money from my purse and anything I could sell. She couldn't take it anymore, so she chucked me out. Once I nearly managed to burn the school down too, so they kicked me out of there and all. I had a few mates, living on the street, so I ended up hanging with them. Smoked a lot of puff and got wrecked pretty much all the time. Mashed my head up, I did. That's when the voices in my head started. It's unbearable, all that constant shouting at the back of my head. I'm so scared of going nuts. My uncle used to say nutters get put in padded cells and left there for good. There was no way I was going to tell anybody what was going on.
If Les had managed to talk to someone earlier, things might have been different. As it was, he was sectioned. After 3 long weeks in hospital, he became a client of Hart.
Let's just say my uncle didn't really know what he was talking about. If I'd spoken to Hart earlier, things could have been very different. Hart got me back on my feet again. Don't get me wrong, it's not been easy and it takes time. But where I am now, I'm not doing drugs or booze or nothing anymore. They helped me get a place of my own and a job at a charity shop. Okay, it's only volunteering, but it's a good place to start considering I'm not exactly what employers would call an ideal candidate. Not yet anyway. I'm taking classes to improve my literacy so that I've got a few more prospects for the future. Look, I know it's going to take time. Hart got me involved in the local basketball team. I'm no athlete, but it's a lot of fun. And the blokes in the team, they're a good laugh. So yeah, I'm doing alright.
As well as the emotional support to help with your recovery, Hart offers practical advice on every aspect of your life, from accommodation and finance to education and employment. Hart follows first problems through to final recovery. They will ask you about your strengths and aspirations so you can get back on the path to fulfilling your goals and ambitions. They can help you get back on your feet again. If you know someone who needs help or you'd like to speak to a member of the Hart team yourself, why not give them a call on 020 8483 1447 or visit the West London Mental Health Trust website.